Good morning, my beautiful people. Now, I have waited so long to do this video, and I know you guys have been waiting for a tummy tuck update for so long as well. And I do sincerely apologise. Life is just busy. I have been concentrating on recovery and everything else, and I've just not had chance to update you guys with post tummy tuck. So let's get into it. I have got my questions down that you guys have been asking and all the nitty-gritty stuff. Now, I may not cover everything that you have possibly asked. I might have missed that question, but I have generally tried to go through my messages and take down all the questions that you guys wanted to know. So yes, get a cup of tea and let's get talking. So I'm going to answer these questions in no particular order. So I may be covering one thing, I might skip to another, I might skip to another. So yeah, this is in no particular order, okay? So first of all, where did I go for my surgery? Now, I have been posting this on my blogs already, but I did choose to go to Lithuania. I went to Fi Klinika, and my surgeon was Justinas. Love him, and he's gorgeous. And he knows what he's doing. It's one of the surgeries that he does quite often, and he does like face construction as well, and he does like facelifts, so he's very good at that. But when I seen his work of like a tummy tuck, I wanted to go with him. So you have your pre-consultation. You don't have to have this, but it's always good to. You always need to kind of, I think, you need to meet the person that's going to be working on your body, guys. You need them to understand what you want. However, if I didn't have the consultation, I am so comfortable with the kind of flow and the journey that I had with the clinic and with the surgeon. I wouldn't have been upset if I never had a consultation, because they are quite thorough when you get there. You meet the surgeon prior, they do all your tests and everything like that. So I was quite comfortable with that. However, when you want a desired outcome, always have a face-to-face consultation. I did share on my Instagram stories the other day. They do come to the UK quite often. You book a pre-consultation at Harley Street. So yeah, have that one-to-one for sure. So what surgery did I have? I'm going to mark these off as I'm giving you the answers. So what surgery did I have? I had an extended tummy tuck. So I lost almost just over 4 stone. And I had a lot of kind of heaviness around my hips, my back, and obviously my front of my stomach. And obviously I lost weight before pregnancy. I then gained the weight through pregnancy, and then I managed to lose it after pregnancy again, and I was just left with this stomach. Now, I wouldn't say it was like yes, I had liposuction as well, and to be honest, I didn't have a lot of liposuction. It was about 950 mils of lipo. Well, it is quite a lot, but it's not when you think about it. And that was obviously to get this nice little curve in my waist. So a normal tummy tuck is generally, I'll try and show you, is like from here to here, just underneath your stomach like there. An extended tummy tuck goes from about there to there. So what they do, obviously they make the incision, they pull your skin down, or pull it up should I say, and they take that away. And obviously I had the lipo around the waist to give me that nice curve, as you can see. Love it. So yeah, I had the extended tummy tuck. And again, they will have a one-to-one with you. They will have a look at your body. They will lift your skin up and have a look at what's best. So yeah, pre-consultation is important. I'm drinking my coffee and having my biscuits in between. The burning question I got asked like every single time by every single person was, how much was it? How much was it? And I think don't always concentrate on the price of the surgery. You need to mentally like really feel like why are you having this surgery? What is it going to do for you? How's it going to improve like your mindset? How's it going to improve your confidence? Don't worry about the money. I know that I'm saying that, like, I'm not saying it lighthearted, because obviously it's a lot of money. But the surgery worked out to probably around 4.5k. I think you would need at least 6 grand on the side for the surgery, as well as things that you're going to need along with the surgery and post surgery as well. I've found that once I paid my lump sum for my surgery itself, I was paying so much more after, like lymphatic massages, so expensive but so beneficial. Your garments, padding, things like that, oh my god. So like, for example, the garment I used to wear, it used to really dig into the sides because my body just was so swollen, and I had to buy padding, and at the sides it would dig in. Oh, it was horrendous, but all worth it. It's about, I would say you need to put away about 6k. Now the prices have gone up since I had my surgery, guys. I had my surgery in December 2025. It is now June 2026, and I do believe it has gone up a little bit. So yeah, prices may vary, but like from hotel, Ubers, food, general kind of, you know, your massages, yeah, I would say put 6k aside. And bearing in mind, guys, I did take my friend with me, so I'm adding that little bit extra of what I paid for me and her in terms of like flights and accommodation. Pain. Was it painful? I would say, guys, it's not painful. I did not feel no pain. I felt uncomfortable, but I wouldn't say it was painful. And when you have liposuction as well, you've got to remember they've got like a rod. So that rod, the impact and the ache you're going to get in your back, and I still get it today, and I'm what, nearly six and a half months post-op, you still get a very achy back, which I do. I struggled with a backache prior surgery, but pain, no pain. I didn't have no pain, and I do believe a lot of people that you do ask that's had a tummy tuck will say it's not painful, it's just uncomfortable, but yeah, no pain. Healing. I've got another question next to that, and I can't remember what the question was. Just put healing water retention in your body. So healing, how long does healing take? How long does the recovery take? Now, we're all different, guys, and our body reacts to like trauma in very many ways, different ways. So I can't say to you your recovery is going to last a month, 2 months, 3 months, because everyone's recovery is different. The most important thing I would say is that you have to do your research. You have to really read everything it states you should and should not be doing. Now, I had I think it was just over I had about 7 weeks off work. So I had the whole of December off. My surgery was on the 4th of December, and I went back to work on the 7th of January. Now I do a sit down job, however I'm very active in my life, so getting back to work was okay. I was still hunched over, very uncomfortable, but no pain. But I went straight back to work. I got into it. However, you've got to listen to your body. You can't overdo it. If you've got an active job, you may need a little bit longer off. Now, having surgery, I still came home. My mother-in-law was here, so she helped me out massively. But I still did what I could. I couldn't stand up for long periods, and I couldn't sit for long periods. I had to keep getting up, moving around, which is really good for circulation. But I didn't overdo it. I would just say recovery is going to depend on you. I would say have a month off post surgery. When you have surgery abroad, you do have to stay there for about 6 to 7 days, and it's always best to. The longer you can stay, the better. Just because everyone's recovery and healing is going to be different. You're going to be more reassured when you're there. I had all my checks done whilst I was there. I had a check on the day I flew back home. I was absolutely fine, guys. So that is recovery. It is depending on your own body, but I felt like I was absolutely fine. You have aches and things like that. Sleeping position. So I had, you know, the pregnancy pillow. I had that at the back of me at all times. I had to sleep upright. I did slide down throughout when you're asleep, but I just kind of like pulled myself back up. But that is the best sleeping position to be in post surgery. Swelling. Now, I'm not going to insert videos and clips and whatever, but if I could show you how swollen my stomach was, it was like it was a tire around my stomach. But I am going to put you onto a game changer. When one of the girls told me about these tablets, oh my God, I took them religiously every single day, and the swelling just reduced massively. So take a screenshot of that, one a day, and I've still got tablets in there, and I still take them today. So when it's like time of the month, you are going to feel so tight around your stomach. around your scar area, and these really help with swelling. So yeah, sleep position and swelling. Make sure you have your massages. Now, it depends on your own body in terms of how often you want these. So when I got back from Lithuania, I started having these every 3 weeks. Some people have it every week. It just depends on your body. I felt like I was okay to have them every 3 weeks. Then I reduced them. I had them every 6 weeks, and now I have them every, say, 2 months. My next massage is booked for August. However, when I spoke to my lady, she just said, like, you know, Jazz, you really don't need to have the massage done, but it just helps move around your fluids still in your body, because you're still healing, guys. It takes up to about 2 years for your kind of veins and like your blood circulation to fully heal inside. Could take longer, but I just think it's really good for your body. I feel absolutely amazing after I've had my massages, so definitely have those. Find someone that recommends. If you Google it or ask on social media, I'm pretty sure somebody knows someone that has lymphatic massages. Some people have it even if they've not had surgery, so it's really beneficial. Checkups. Now, this was a really important kind of question that I really wanted to answer. Now, one of the things you've got to accept with having surgery abroad is that you're not going to get that one-to-one care after. However, they are a call away, they're an email away. If you have any concerns or you're not sure, they do answer your questions. My surgeon in particular only goes through the secretary. Some surgeons will have that one-to-one with you, which I think is pretty amazing. But my surgeon will only communicate via the secretary. So you can email them, send them pictures. They do ask for post-week pictures. Now, did I have any issues? I had a slight opening at the front, and when I say slight opening, it was the smallest opening. You couldn't really see it. I had to take a picture, really zoom into it, but it was weeping, and it weeped for weeks. It actually went a little bit red. I had some antibiotics. However, I had no openings. All my kind of stitching was perfect, and I had no issues. And I've heard some like horror stories with some people where it's like fully opened and all. Oh God, can't even think about that. But I had the tiniest opening, but it just kept weeping every single day. I changed the dressing, I cleaned it. However, it's just healed now. It's just closed and everything's fine. Just a few more questions to answer. So yeah, that is everything to do with like checkups and aftercare, guys. You're not going to get the aftercare in the UK because there's no clinics here. They do have like your meet-up points, but you've got to remember it's just offices that they've kind of booked in Harley Street, so they don't really have a clinic in the UK. But again, I just think it's really important to research where you're going, research your surgeon, talk to real life people that have had surgery from these surgeons and from these clinics, because that's where you're going to get your reassurance from. It's like anything in life. When you go to a food place and then you go there and it's not very good, it's kind of like, have you done your research about where you're going? If it's a new restaurant, I know it's not the same, going for food, but it's still kind of like you're paying your money, and this is your body, guys, so you've really got to do your own research. So yeah, aftercare is all via email, unfortunately. I mean, if you live in Lithuania, it's different because you can physically go there. It's just because you're out of the UK, you can't go there. Another common question that I got asked is NHS here. Now, it's just unfortunate. You do feel like they do roll their eyes at you when you say you've had surgery abroad. However, I think it's really, really, really important that you clean your scar. I did dry healing, which means I didn't have a full-on shower that way. I would wash the bottom half of my body. I'd cover up my stomach area, and then I would bathe my top half of my body, and then my hair, I would just pull over the bath and wash my hair like that. So I didn't get any of my scar tissue wet at all. My scar is still pretty dark, and I would say it's because of just my skin colour. I'm pretty light for Asia. I mean, I've got a tan at the moment, but because I went on holiday, but I've got pretty light skin. My stomach and my legs have always been pretty pale. So my scar is pretty dark, and I am using creams and things and bio oil and all that good stuff. But yeah, if you've got a suggestion of what other creams I could use, I mean, the CeraVe one, no, not the CeraVe, I can't even say the brand, you know, that brand. I've got that cream to use, which is really good. So I do use that. It's the B15 cream, I think it is, and bio oil. So when my stomach feels tight, I just lay out the bio oil on, because oh my god, the tightness is mad. So yeah, that is about the aftercare. The scar, so like I said, I've got a nice little scar. It looks like just a nice little curve. And I'm happy with it, guys. It's within your kind of like bikini line. So yeah, are you gonna see? No. And like, even if you go on holiday, you wear like a tie up, and there were so many women that I seen on holiday that had the tie up sides, and you could see their scar, and I'm proud of them. I just think, yeah, show it off. But mine's still a bit tender, still a bit sore, not sore, but yeah, just tender, I would say, sensitive, where I can't really have anything rubbing against there at the moment. It is very uncomfortable. And like I said, I think my surgeon has done an immaculate job of pulling every little bit of loose skin, because literally when I'm eating, guys, I feel like I'm going to pop, and that's just because I feel like I've got no elasticity in my stomach for it to like pop, if that makes sense. Like, you know, when you've eaten or you're like due on, I feel so tight. But again, I just lay out oil on. Last one, oh no, not last one, sorry, last but one, bruising. Now, I bruise very, very easily. So you can imagine the bruises that I had when I had surgery and the liposuction kind of marks. I was black and blue. And the other thing is, you obviously are swollen in very many areas and you're numb, so you cannot feel certain parts. Like I said, the garment used to dig in me here, so I had to wear padding in here, I had to wear padding in the sides. But yeah, I would get these tablets, Arnica tablets. I don't know if you can see that. I got these from Amazon, and I took these for about a week, and my bruising went down massively. You couldn't even tell that I had a bruise there the week before. So Arnica, again, screenshot that, guys, because they worked wonders, and I've still got loads in there. I don't know what the date is on there, but I don't know why I'm holding on to these. Oh, expiry 2050. So they're the two must-haves. So yeah, that is about your bruising. Regrets. Now, I get asked this all the time. Do you have any regrets? I feel like the only regret I have got is I wish I'd have had a lift. Yeah, I wish I'd have just had a natural lift on my chest, because I have gone so tiny in my waist. Getting a particular size that fits is so weird. So it will be tight around my chest, and then it's just really baggy around my waist. I have to get my mother-in-law to take in my things. So trousers, guys, believe it or not, you know, I was around a size 18, 16 to 18 in some clothes, and then I got down to about 12 to 14. Guys, I can get into a size 8. I would never have thought I'd get into a size 8 in my whole entire life, but I can. However, an 8 fits me perfectly around my waist, but sometimes I need a 10, because obviously I've got a bit of a heavy hip area. So my only regret is I wish I'd have just had a natural lift done. Not implants, but just a natural lift. But that, again, it needs a lot of research, and you really need to choose your surgeon wisely, just because they're working with natural tissues, aren't they? So it may not look perfect at the end of it. It's something I can live with, don't get me wrong. Would I go and get them done? Yes, absolutely. My in-laws probably wouldn't be very happy about that if I went again, just because, you know, it scared them really for me having the tummy tuck and everything else. So that's my only regret. And I think that the recovery is so much better when you have the two done together. And again, some of the girls had like implants, and you know, they look absolutely amazing. But a natural lift is what I would like. Yeah, and losing weight, guys. I'm like I've still got, like, you know, my arms and my inner legs. Yeah, I'd love to get them done, but I just think, when does it stop? Like, you say you would never have normal surgery, and it's kind of like, well, would you? Yeah, I probably would, but does it make me unhappy every single day? No. So yeah, and obviously, you know, it's a lot of money as well. And you know, I've got a young son, and it's difficult to manage life as a mum, and you know, being away and being like recovering and all of that good stuff. It's just like, yeah, I'm quite an active mum, so I don't know how I would be if I had my inner legs done, or my chest. But yeah, so that was my only regret, I would say, of not doing at the time. So if you are thinking about it, go for it. Like I said, guys, do your research, be comfortable, ask me questions. You can message me on my Instagram handles, and you know, you can pop comments on here, and I'll try and answer any more questions that you guys are burning to ask. But yeah, like I said, guys, another question I always get asked is, are you happy with the results? I'm like, if you follow me on social media, like, I'd be a very good liar if I don't show that I love my body. I love how my surgeon has made me look. Now I'm going to try and prop this up so you can just see. Guys. And I mean, I've got chunky thighs and I've got chunky legs, which is absolutely fine. But the fact of being able to just pop on leggings or jeans and not have that overflow feels amazing. So that is my post-surgery update, and I hope it was informative. And again, if you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I can see one of my white hairs shining through here. Maybe a hair transplant is next.